amidst the wild Arctic of the Earth, where ice and snow cover the entire horizon. There exists a world almost out of reach of humans, Alaska. There, ice is not just a ruler, but also the source of life, shaping the most unique ecosystem on the planet. Why, amidst the harsh cold of -50 degrees, can life still multiply, develop, and create such a perfect network? Today, Nature's Code will decode that mystery with you. The Alaska ecosystem, where life not only exists, but also shines. At the Earth's North Pole, where ice and wind create nature's own music.
Cement. That is Alaska. A wild land 5 times larger than Vietnam, where humans occupy only a tiny corner.
Point, and the rest belongs to pure nature.
Looking down from above, Alaska is like a living painting. To the south are towering mountain ranges, where Denali Peak rises majestically.
Over 6,000 meters, covered in white snow year-round.
To the north is the tundra, where cold winds blow. And only moss, lichens, and a few resilient wild grasses survive. These giant mountains divide Alaska into many different climate zones, creating a series of small ecosystems. From the taiga forest, frozen tundra, to wetlands, freshwater lakes, and cold coastlines. Each place is its own world with unique survival rules. When winter descends, freezing cold dominates everything. North winds cut through. Temperatures can drop to -40 degrees Celsius. Faint light is like a fragile thread on the white snow. The world sinks into silence and darkness, with only the sound of falling snow and wind howling through the trees. The first rays of sunshine in April touch the meter-thick ice, causing it to crack and melt. Meltwater rushes down the valleys, forming rushing rivers. Like the blood vessels of the earth. Thousands of rivers and tens of thousands of small lakes are formed, nourishing plants and waking up seeds sleeping through the long winter. And then, when Alaska's summer arrives, everything reverses. The sun never sets for many weeks, and light floods everywhere, causing plants to bloom in just a few days. Carpet of wildflowers cover the mountain slopes. Migratory birds flock from the south. Today, Nature's Code will decode that mystery with you.
It is the transition between two extremes of cold and warmth.
Darkness and light that creates Alaska's characteristic ecological cycle,
where every creature learns to adapt to the harsh but beautiful rhythm of nature. As the ice melts on the ground, another world begins to reveal itself. That is the taiga forest, an endless coniferous forest, and occupying nearly 1/3 of Alaska's area. This is the giant green lung of the north, where every breath seems to carry the cold of snow and the scent of black spruce resin.
Black spruce, dwarf birch, and Arctic willow grow crowded.
And it on the permafrost layer, called permafrost. Their roots cannot penetrate deep, so the tree trunks are bent and tilted, as if they had to learn to breathe with the ice for thousands of years. Under the forest canopy, moss and lichens cover the ground, creating a soft, damp, and cold carpet where countless small creatures shelter.
Lemmings, small rodents looking like field mice,
burrow under the moss to avoid the cold. Arctic hares change their fur coat with the seasons.
pure white in winter, grey-brown in summer.
To blend into the surroundings.
On the forest floor, the kings of the north walk slowly.
On moose, with antlers as large as tree branches.
Caribou move in huge herds across the frozen plains. Following them, gray wolves silently stalk.
A symbol of natural balance.
Thus, the survival cycle repeats. Herbivores eat plants.
Predators maintain order, and the death of one individual. Point nourishes the whole forest.
When winter arrives, the pace of life slows down.
Point temperatures drop below -30 degrees Celsius.
And snow covers every leaf and branch. Grizzly and black bears retreat to their dens, curling up. For a long winter sleep, their breath fading like smoke on the snow. Wolves hunt further, while migratory birds leave the cold sky.
To fly south. But just a few months later, everything changes.
Summer light returns, bringing a feast of colors of life.
On the ground, wild blueberries and raspberries turn bright red.
The buzzing of bees, birds singing,
blend with the sound of melting streams.
The forest is reborn, as if Alaska is being reborn once again. Every season, every small change in the taiga forest is a breath of this entire giant land ecosystem. A dance between life and ice, where every creature exists. Gamble, not just to live, but to adapt. From the towering Denali Peak, melting ice becomes water.
Water forms rivers, and those very rivers light up life.
Point for the whole of Alaska. Thousands of large and small rivers intertwine like blood vessels.
It's on the ground, carrying nutrients from melting glaciers.
Flowing through forests, wetlands, and emptying into the cold Bering Sea. In those cold waters, a small creature plays a larger role.
Point than any other, salmon.
They are the heart of the Alaska ecosystem, the link between forest, river, and sea. The journey of salmon is one of the most epic stories of nature. They are born in freshwater streams on mountains. Then drift out to the ocean. There, salmon grow in the sea for several years.
Point before returning to the exact place they were born.
Traveling hundreds of kilometers, leaping over waterfalls.
Unforgettable point, swimming against cold currents to spawn and end their lives.
That upstream journey is harsh and grand. Because it is not just a survival journey.
At the same time, it is also a source of life for countless other creatures. When salmon season arrives, grizzly and brown bears
from all over flock to the riverbanks. They patiently stand in the water, waiting for the moment. Salmon leap out of the stream.
A precise bite, and the summer feast begins.
Above, bald eagles, the symbol of America, soar in the sky. Diving to steal food from bears.
While Arctic foxes, martens, and even wolves stalk, waiting for leftovers. When salmon die after spawning, their carcasses wash ashore.
Decomposing and fertilizing the forest trees along the river.
Even science has proven that half of the nitrogen
Caught in Alaska's birch trees comes from marine salmon carcasses.
Thus, a small fish through its final journey.
Point not only gives birth to a new generation.
Point for the whole of Alaska.
A perfect cycle where death becomes the source of life.
Under the water, life goes on.
River otters dive in the cold water. Catfish, lampreys. All operate in a fragile balance. Just a small change in temperature or salinity. And this entire ecosystem could collapse like a domino effect. And that is the secret of Alaska. Life here does not come from ease, but from adversity and connection.
As rivers carry meltwater to the ocean, they merge
into the Bering Sea and the Gulf of Alaska.
Where the cold but rich marine ecosystem begins.
The seawater here is cold, deep, and rich in nutrients.
Under the grey-blue water, billions of plankton drift.
The foundation of the entire marine food chain.
And each year, when summer comes, the sun shines day and night. This point triggering the algae bloom. This tiny algae layer produces a huge amount of oxygen.
While becoming part of the natural cycle of the ocean ecosystem.
And so, the entire Alaska Ocean wakes up after a silent winter. In those waters, the giants of the ocean begin to appear. Humpback whales rise to the surface, blowing white water. And this entire ecosystem could collapse like a domino effect.
They cooperate in pods, creating a bubble net.
To trap herring in the middle and swallow them in seconds. Each gulp brings hundreds of kilograms of food.
Performed with amazing grace.
Preserving Alaska means preserving the memory of the Earth.
Where we can still see the most pristine form of life.